Checkers, thanks so much for jumping on, bro.
Thanks for joining on.
We wanted to chat to you boys and Srey as well, Checkers and Srey from Marmalade. Obviously, we've got the biggest game of Div12 Ressies coming up this weekend in Adelaide at Norwood Oval, expecting a packed crowd of 10,000 people. The live stream last year got close to 60,000 people watching. It's going to be even bigger this year, I hear, Checkers. How are you feeling leading in?
It was going to be good because we play on an AFL standard ground, I guess, which is something you don't get to do very often as a Div12 Resi or as a Resi. Milo might have played a few games on VFL decks. Maybe Arch can resonate with this one a bit more and it's his chance to play on the big stage. So.
Well, Archer's going to be stoked because he loves space.
Well, yeah, I just think there's an epidemic of small grounds in the local leagues, and really the big grounds are for the stars. So to get all the Div12s uniting on a big ground, I think you're going to see some epic gameplay, and we're really going to shine. I think it's going to take our gameplay to the next level.
I think we're going to see some serious skill from the Div12 boys. Who do you think is going to rise to the occasion from the Div12 Ressies and put in a ripping performance?
Well, the boys have all been whinging lately because the recruiting for the teams, maybe with the SA team on paper, looks a bit more stacked. A few ex-AFL players. The All-Stars team's just packing a lot of content creators. But I think someone like Kados, he's had 2 quiet years in a row at the big game. Hasn't really been a big game player yet. Probably due to kick a few goals. I think he kicked a few behinds last year, so that wasn't ideal. But
Hayden needs to pull his finger out, that's for sure.
Yeah. Look, the midfield's going to be elite for the All-Stars. If you're going to have the Shep boys, Prime Train, you could potentially have Charlie Dixon in the ruck. Maybe someone like a Will Taylor who just sits out the back, always finds lots of space on a big oval. Maybe he'll kick a few
saves. Well, he kicked a tidy bag the other day, Will Taylor.
In his return.
In his return. I've been seeing the social clips. He looks dangerous. Like there is fear. He's just sort of inserting fear amongst the socials. That's what he's doing.
Check. Obviously, the big signing I'd probably say, is Charlie Dixon at the moment.
I'd say so. He's the most recent in the AFL, considering he was playing AFL just less than 12 months ago. He played in the prelim. Yeah, I think if he was signed to a local sample team or an A-grade comp, it would be a big signing. But to get signed to the Div12 Ressies is a pretty honourable signing. So it'd be a battle between him or we've got another secret signing that hasn't been announced yet, and that's Prime Train's dad.
No way. Michael Bolch.
What?
So, going to be playing up forward alongside Will Taylor.
You're taking the piss.
And you know that Prime's going to feed him all day. So
He's going to feed him.
It's going to be a Tom to Mick arrangement all day.
There's going to be some serious bias there. And Prime Train's going to be racking around 60 touches like he did last year.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be feeding him. He's going to be ignoring everyone else. Hey, Checkers, obviously this is the third year, the third installment of the biggest game of Div12 Ressies. What is it about this game that draws thousands of people down? Like, what is it that people love about the Div12 Ressies?
Well, the first one was at Lockleys. It was genuinely meant to be an actual fixture. We were we weren't bottom of the ladder, but we were outside the top 5 or whatever, and we were playing the top side who'd been winning by about 130 points every week. So we thought, let's recruit a few of our mates from Melbourne across to play. So we got onto Willie T, Caden, Rogie, and they all agreed to come across. And then we had to hit all these roadblocks with permits and transfers.
Yeah.
So in the end, we just decided to turn it into an exhibition match. Expected about maybe 800 people to come down. The narrative got written very early in the piece that Srey hadn't kicked a goal ever.
Yeah.
So people were tuning in each week to see if Srey had kicked his first goal. It was building throughout the season, like round 3, round 4, round 5. The noise on social media was getting bigger and bigger when Srey's going to get on the scoreboard. So I think it was about round 8 in the season. Expected about 800 people. 5,000 people rocked up. Srey got to the end of his first goal. Everyone stormed the field. Didn't think it was ever going to happen again. And then last year, Srey also played his junior footy at Elizabeth, which is the team that got pumped by 500 points, made national headlines. So we thought, what a great opportunity to go down, get some exposure for Elizabeth, help get some players back to the club, help maybe raise some funds or whatever is going on. And we had, 6,000 last year come down and watch you boys rack up 30 touches each and Prime rack up with lazy 65. This year, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. We're raising funds for 6 local footy clubs, picked out 6 players and they're going to represent their club. Those clubs will get like a sponsorship package. They'll get to play in the game. They'll get a chance to play alongside Charlie and Hamish Hartland and Prime Senior, get a bit of exposure into 6 clubs this year rather than just the 2 that we've had the last few years. But yeah, it's just about sort of bringing some excitement to the local footy stage.
That's what it's all about.
It's gaining so much momentum, and watching the work that you and the Nightmare at Cotton Media have been putting in to get this up.
Matty Knight.
The narratives you've created and the momentum it's gaining. Like, I personally can see it ending up at the Adelaide Oval one day. Like, we're 3 years in and you're at a VFL Oval. Like, you pack, like, this thing's moving pretty quick.
Yeah, to get onto Andrew Dillon and Laura Kane, ask how much it'd be to rent out Marvel for the night. But no, it'd be fun. There'd be AFL standard lighting, there'd be grandstands, we'll have electronic scoreboards. So there'd be some very interesting stuff that we're not really used to playing in the thirds at Wattle Park. And I don't know if you boys get that sort of treatment down at Crib Point, but action replays on the big screen. So
replays on the big screen.
Couple quick ones. Who do you think is going to be the BOG?
The BOG. First year was just a player from the opposition. Last year was Prime Train. It's going to be hard to go past Charlie Dixon. I can see him kicking like a bag of 12 or just having, it depends where he wants to play. Could play in the ruck, but imagine Prime Senior pulls out the BOG though. Just gets fed all day.
Who's taking Charlie Dixon?
I think Hamish Hartlett is underrated here.
You reckon
I think he's still in Super Nick. He's still assistant coaching at Port Adelaide.
He's playing in the local league.
When we played golf with Hamish Hartlett last year, he was playing in the local leagues and racking them up. So I reckon he's a danger one would be to look out for. Also, underrated, is the Nightmare for real?
Yeah, I mean, he played one game of footy so far this year and landed himself on the bounce last night. Seems to be whenever the Nightmare rolls out and it just breaks national headlines. 3 videos from that game, kicked 2 snags. He's wound up on Fox Footy, bloody millions of views on the clips. Just you can't keep him away from just viral goals. So.
I'm perplexed.
Do you want to tell the listeners at home who the Nightmare is?
Yeah, Matty Knight, one of the. I mean, how do you even describe him? He's
almost at the helm of Div12 secretly.
He sort of rose to social prominence through the Marmalade boys, through being mates with Checkers, but he was a name already in South Australia. Everybody knows Matty Knight, the Nightmare. He seems to get himself in every network and through the local sports. And I mean, I saw a video of him taking 6 for to win the grand final in cricket at the start of the year, and now he's kicking snags. Like, is he one of the most naturally gifted sportsmen that just probably didn't?
He's hardly got the physique.
He hasn't got the physique to make it at the elite level, but the talent, no doubt, is there.
He's self-admittedly hasn't got the physique. He also is coaching a Div2 side at the moment that are undefeated. They're 7 and zip, top of the ladder. So
he's a mastermind.
Everything he touches turned to gold.
He's a serious sports nuffy, that bloke.
Because he kicked 2 absolute freak goals last year in the Div12 game.
Yeah.
Like, freaky. I'm like, is this guy for real?
The 2 best highlights of the game, he created both of them. So excited to see what he does. He's just got that knack about him. He's that local football that everyone in the local area knows because he's got that knack about him. Never played the highest level, but everyone in SA footy sort of knows who he is through the grapevine, through the stories they've heard down the traps. So, yeah, hopefully he turns it on again. I can't see why he wouldn't. He just does it every time he rocks up.
Checkers, obviously, it's such a massive event, mate. What does it take to get this event off the ground? Like, have you slept the last 2 weeks? Like, what is your workload like? Because I know you're a massive operator. You're on the phones all the time. What does it look like for you trying to get an event like this off the ground?
The Nightmare's picked up a lot of slack this year. Not that he's ever been slacked off. I mean, he's just, the guy doesn't stop. So he's been elite in teeing up some of that local talent, been elite liaising with Norwood and getting the Oval set up. So big credit to the Nightmare. I've just been doing a lot of the graphics and trying to pitch him when I can. Been quite hard. I mean, Nightmare works 2 jobs, coaches the local footy side and is putting together the game. We're always traveling. Yeah. At the moment, we're on the road to Gold Coast, so 5 days out from the game, and I've got emails galore to reply to, and the Nightmare's sending me messages saying, don't worry, I've sorted that one, don't worry, I've sorted that one, so it's handy having him around. It'll all be worth on the night when we get to light up Norwood Oval. So.
To wrap it up, give everybody here a call to action on where they can tune into the action, when it is, what time to tune in, all that.
Yeah, perfect. So if you're in Adelaide, the gates open at 5 o'clock. First bounce 6:30, the local time. It's free entry for under 16s, $5 on the gate for everyone else. So pretty cheap and affordable. There'll be heaps of samples and stuff to give away. If you're not in Adelaide, jump on the YouTube. Be on Marmalade YouTube live stream. Last year, 55,000 people tuned in. The year before, 45,000. So be quite heavy traffic on there. So if you haven't got anything to watch on Saturday night, chuck it on. You'll be able to see the Shed boys light it up. Your Prime Senior hopefully kick a goal. Maybe Srey will do something crazy, but
we're counting on it.
Yeah, chuck on the YouTube. There'll be links everywhere. Hopefully, we'll spam it on the socials this week. So that's what we're good for. Maybe some of us aren't as good at footy, and some of us are good at doing the socials. So
that's what it's all about.
Doesn't matter how good we are, we're going to glorify it anyway. Checkers, thanks so much, mate, for joining us. Srey, Srey, thank you for chipping in. We will see you on Saturday
In Adelaide.
In Adelaide for the biggest game. Can't wait.
Let's light it up.